No. Oh my God, man. Whoops. Okay. Well, it looks like we are here a couple minutes early. I accidentally pressed the live button. I didn't mean to do that. But what up, Jeff here with all my Bitcoin and ICP renegades. We are going to be here live here in a few minutes with Barry Hype from Canistore. So yeah, let's just, take a couple minutes to just kind of say what's up and hope you're having a good day today. Hello, motivational sub. Good to see you. I'm just going to kind of get more things ready while we go. I still have a few more minutes before we actually go live with Barry. So he's going to be here in a few minutes. I am giving away 500 alien tokens to 5 people on Twitter. Boom, over here. All you got to do is basically support us over here on this show. Like and retweet, tag 3 friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment in the live stream. Starts at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is in like 3 minutes. I accidentally pressed the live early, so we're on 4 minutes early. We're going to be talking about Canistore today, which is the vision that, remember Tupac Shakur? This is the vision that he had envisioned when he was still here a long time ago. The traditional music industry, and that's what we're going to talk about today, they like to take the rights to the music, and they like to take a lot of the money as well. So, and the thing on YouTube, if you try to play music on YouTube, you could get a copyright strike. So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all the benefits of that, what it looks like, and what you can do to get your music over here, or if you want to use music. I think I might even benefit from this, having a YouTube channel. So just bear with me 1 minute. We'll get started. No big deal. Let me send this over to me mods. Just waiting on Barry. Hello, Nadays bro. Nadays bro. Okay, let's share this out. Thank you for them likes. Hit those likes. Let's get this out to the algorithm. We want to get a bunch of people on here, not for me, but for Barry and for the internet computer. Let's show some support for, this is one of the original projects on the internet computer. So I can't wait to talk with Barry. Okay. If I would have turned the live off after I accidentally turned it on, then I would have had to create the whole thing over again, and then the link that I put wouldn't work. So yeah, you get me a couple of minutes early. So we'll put it here, ICP Renegades and Bitcoin Renegades. If you want to join ICP Renegades on Telegram, it actually has a poll on the network nervous system, the voting. You can go in there and you can look at all the proposals. It actually downloads all the proposals into the ICP Renegades group. It's pretty cool. So I will be right back in 1 minute. If you guys see Barry, let me know. Okay. What's up, guys? Let's get it. All right. So let me just see. Okay, cool. He will be here just in 1 minute. It's funny that he texted me the second that I accidentally started the live stream. I was just trying to edit something, and they put the start button right there. Anyway, it is what it is. So let's talk about some stuff that's going on in the ecosystem right now. Of course, the SEC stuff. I really don't think internet computer is going to be much of a security. Okay, let's talk about that another time. We have the man, the myth, the legend, Barry Hype. Let him in right now. Boom.
How's it going, people?
What's up?
How's it going? Pleasure to be here, man.
Pleasure to have you, man. So let's just start this out with an introduction. Tell the people who you are, kind of what you do. Let them know you're an original OG from the space, and just tell them a little bit about your project and where you envision this, and kind of just what you told me when we talked, bro.
Sure. So those who don't know, my name is Barry Paisley. I've been in the music and entertainment industry now for the last 22 years. I came across the internet computer in early 2020, and I found out about storing 100% on chain, and that literally changed my future because I tied that with licensing on 100% on chain. So from there, we created Canistore, and we've been rolling since 2020, empowering artists, traveling the world, speaking about the internet computer, connecting with other projects, and really just making it happen.
Nice. Okay, man. That's cool, man. What motivated you to build this type of project over any other? You're a music guy, right? So that's kind of your industry that you started in. And so what brought you to build a marketplace like this? Like I was saying a little bit about Tupac back in the day, he envisioned, your vision that you have right here of basically taking the power from Death Row Records, this is Tupac back in the day, and bringing it to the artists, right? Now, he was met with whatever controversy, and who knows what that was about, but this is still a dream of artists to this day, having ownership of your own music, being able to sell it without, tons of companies, getting all of the profits. So what kind of led you to build this? I mean, were you inspired by Tupac? You didn't tell me that, but or was it something else and you just saw that the internet computer had this accessibility that no other chain could do, and you were like, man, this is it. I got my dream here. We found a way here, and we just put them together.
Definitely. So what you're asking is a very deep question, especially what it means to me. So if we do go back to the days of listening to Tupac, listening to all the legends, the Bob Marleys, the Princes, the Michael Jacksons, initially you're inspired, right? But coming into the industry as I did, as an artist, songwriter, producer, studio owner, music venue manager, music artist manager, you start to see the industry for what it really is. Then you start to question, what situations and what issues did these so-called artists go through? Then when you dive back into history, you realize that Prince had issues with his masters. Prince went to the extent of writing slave across his face, in protest against legal agreements and contracts and, just bad business as such. So going through the industry myself, I came across the same issues. I came across bad agreements. I came across bad actors. I came across people who have an ill intent, right? And what I noticed is that these people, they take advantage of the miseducation, right? As creatives, what we want to do is focus on creating, and that's by default. We don't necessarily think about the business side, but when the record labels come into play, your music to them is all they look at is your copyrights, right? And monetizing your copyrights. As artists, we don't even look at as our songs as copyrights. We just look at them as our songs. So it's about educating in that sense. And fast forward, when I came across the internet computer, the first thing that came to my mind was copyright law, right? It states you are the copyright holder upon creation of your art, okay? But the issue we have today is proving that copyright. And a lot of countries, a lot of jurisdictions don't have an infrastructure or sufficient infrastructure that allows you to prove copyright, let alone on demand. So with Canistore, we're saying, listen, upload your content via Canistore. That will be stored 100% on chain. We'll add legal documents to your content that will be stored with your content. And via your mobile phone, you'll be able to prove ownership, prove your copyrights on demand. And for me, this is even a better service than a lot of the copyright offices. Now, I get a lot of questions regarding, yes, but you know, in America or in Kenya, they have the Copyrights Office, which, for example, in Kenya, it's written in their constitution, you have to go via the Copyrights Office. What we solve is we allow you to upload your documents from the Copyright Office via Canistore 100% on chain, because then that then solves your issue of having to contact the Copyrights Office when you are ready to prove your copyrights. And in a lot of places, you never know, a government might be overturned. You know, you might have a certain issue where you can no longer contact the Copyrights Office. But via Canistore, via the internet computer, you have your documents, you have your content stored 100% on chain forever.
Okay. That is great. And so what can people do with that? Like, I envision, because my big thing on YouTube, being a creator, is trying to find music that I don't have to pay a ton of money to use, or that I can even use. Because most music, even if you're going to pay a big amount of money, they're still not going to let you use that music on your content because they own it, and they'll give you a copyright strike. That's something on YouTube. I've had one. Yep. And it was because I put Jake Paul. I was doing a 12-hour live stream. I put Jake Paul for 1 minute because I was like, oh, I don't know. I was trying to like make a funny thing about Mr. Beast and like his 12-hour thing. And so I just went to that for like 1 minute, and they cut the whole 12-hour live stream, got copyright striked. The live stream was too long to edit that part out of it. So that whole 12-hour live stream was copyright striked and removed from my profile forever. So it's like that 12 hours never happened. And I saw Mr. Beast listening to that on his, so I'm like, well, why can he listen to it, but I can't? But anyway, I don't know. The laws are kind of out of my thing. But so say I want to, as a YouTube creator, grab a song. What options do I have? I mean, like, what kind of music is over there that I can like buy and use? Or have you guys got that far yet? Where are you at in the development of Canistore?
Awesome. So we're about to release the alpha. The alpha will be hosting 500 creators on the alpha, and eventually growing from there, scaling up bit by bit. We don't want to just open the floodgates straight away. We really want to scale bit by bit, and onboard creators as we develop out the rest of the app to ensure that it's stable. Now, what's amazing, and you mentioned it about it being a marketplace, which is quite awesome, because essentially it's a marketplace for licenses. Right. That's a part of the app. So yourself, you're creating content for YouTube, you're going to need you're gonna need to legally use music. So what you would do, you'd go over to Canistore and you would license something directly from a creator, so that if there is an issue with copyright infringement, you upload your agreement to YouTube. So YouTube would always ask you for, your proof of the ability to use this.
There you go. Right?
you send them the agreement if it does get flagged. All right. Once they see the agreement, it's all okay. Even if they need to double check it with the other party is obviously going to agree because the agreement was made on Canistore. So what's going to be amazing is that you're going to have quite a lot of artists as well upload their music that you can license for free. That's royalty free. You know, so therefore it's not just about a financial gain. It's also for the love. People want to spread their music, you know, hey, you use it. And we've got more music available for creators to use, but in the right way. And I think that everybody wants to do things in the right way, but unfortunately, there's not always a system in place for you to do the right thing. You know, and this is something that we're solving. You know, there's too many people in between, unnecessary people and entities in between our smooth workflow.
I agree, man. And what you said right there about, you know, there just being too many things in the way, you know, it just resonated with me because as a creator, you know, I've struggled with bots on my YouTube channel. Like my boss, Google or YouTube, sent a bot attack on my channel one time. That happened a long time ago, and it was from Blogger, which is a Google YouTube partner, and they bot attacked my channel, right? Wow. And so these kind of things can happen, right? And what you were talking about, like, you know, the advancements in technology going towards music, right? And that's what you're doing. You're bringing the Netflix to Blockbuster. You're bringing, you know, the Uber to Yellow Cab, right? The future, it evolves over time. Okay, music back in the 50s, right? Everybody was against rock and roll. Rock and roll was the devil's music, they said, right? You know, and so then people evolved over time, right? And then they moved, and then R&B, you know, came in like the 80s, right? And we get this big movement of just great explosion of creativity. And that's what that does. When you hold people back, they cannot bloom and explode with that creativity that actually draws people in. And they're like, man, something about that just hit me. I don't know what it was, but that just resonates with me. And that's why I'm having you on the channel. Something about what you're doing resonated with me. And I'm like, man, I love rap, or I really used to love rap music a lot. I don't like it as much as I used to because I'm more of a Christian now, but I do listen to edited versions of rap still because I love it. Like I grew up on that R&B, hip hop, but I'm more of a conservative now, but that's just me. But I like to have access to that kind of stuff, and that's what's cool. Now, when it comes to this brought out a good question. When it comes to what do they call it when they put the 21 or the 18 plus on it, or they put the warning on the label? What is that called?
Advisory.
The what?
Parental advisory.
Yes, the parental advisory, right? Okay, when it comes to Canistore, are you going to protect people with parental advisories and stuff? What about the kids, bro? Like, we need to actually think of that because we're pioneering the way into the future, and we have to make sure that our kids, you know, are okay, like, and using these kind of things because we're setting it up for their future, right? And we want to make sure it's a safe and reasonable place for our children to be. So what are you guys going to do? Because I know a lot of this stuff decentralized has no censorship. So we need to kind of figure that out. And if it hasn't happened yet, I'm glad to be the one to maybe kind of make it in your guys' thought process.
Definitely. So we're heading towards reputation and filters, right? Now, with that combined, you then incentivize the creator to ensure that they place the correct filters on their content because it could affect their reputation, right? Combined with that, we also have the app is community moderated and community governed, right? So therefore, the community are earning rewards for reporting posts. Yeah, reporting posts that may have the wrong filter. Because at the end of the day, I believe we do have to launch for the older age group at first. All right.
How are you going to keep the kids out?
Basically through updating, uploading, creating your accounts, right? We will ask for your age, and we do have terms and conditions that you agree that you are of this age in order to upload or download the app. 2, essentially, we'll be launching via a centralized outlet, which is Google Play and the App Store.
And they help you protect it, right?
So,
they help you keep it safe.
Essentially, in the beginning, yes. So as we're on that road to decentralization, because we can't just start as totally decentralized in the beginning, especially with the mission that we've got at hand, right? Mm-hmm. There's going to be a lot of work to be done in order to get to that place of decentralization, right? The benefits of it starting off partially centralized is so that you get the benefit of people like my experience in building this app and making decisions, and guiding the app for the first few years in the right direction, ensuring that a lot of the issues that I personally went through are solved. And, the community are right behind me. The community respect me. The community, appreciate the decisions that I do make currently. So I'd say, in short, to answer your question, we'll definitely incentivize people to filter their content in the right way. And if it is explicit, it needs to have an explicit filter. It needs to be filtered in that way.
Cool. Right? I like that, because then that's kind of the same way that the music industry does, right? Kids could go buy the record still, but it has that parental advisory on it. And the shopkeeper is kind of the person who does that. So it's kind of the same in yours. And I like that. At least you guys are thinking of like the whole picture and not just, okay, let's just push it out there. You guys have a real plan, and you're talking about reputation and like just being the best version of you that you can be for your community. I love that. That's me right there. Like I resonate with that. Awesome. So I don't know any more questions. I don't have any more questions for you. Those were the main ones that I wanted to ask you. If you have anything else that you would like to say, we can just wrap this up pretty soon.
Yeah, definitely. So we're on a mission and we are thinking about quite a lot. At the beginning, it will be selected artists in waves and selected parts of the community in waves. Right now, we have a waiting list for the app. So if you want to join the waiting list, join Canistore.io and sign up. You'll eventually, be onboarded onto the app. At the beginning, we do have to moderate that, and monitor that, as I should say, and ensure that we have the, creators on the app first, creating that music, because that's essentially the first target audience. We also have Can I Play, right? Which is the world's first NFT broadcast station. So the artists from Canistore that are uploading and licensing their content and storing it securely on the internet computer have the ability to share their content to Can I Play, which is the NFT broadcast station. No DJs, no middle entities. You land straight on the playlist. The listeners can then tune in, vote on that playlist, and tracks are streamed 24/7, just like any other radio station or broadcast station around the world. So that's amazing. That's something that non-musicians and, just the average person can get involved in, vote from now, listen to music that you may not have heard on commercial radio, listen to music that may never get the chance to be aired on commercial radio, which is a very interesting thing.
Right. Yeah. And I love that you guys bring this radio station over here. I actually helped you guys test that a while ago. I think Dominic Williams tweeted something out and was like, "Hey, go see like what your country's speed was or whatever." And that was yours, wasn't it? Can play.
That was Itoka. So
Oh.
Itoka and us, we're working together in building NFT standards. This is what we're.
Well, that was different. Okay, my bad.
So it's still the same thing. That's very important to the work that we're doing because we'll be sharing technology. In the sense of NFT standards and the ability of the NFTs, along with Origin as well. We'll be having talks with them shortly regarding NFT standards and abilities too. So sooner or later, you'll find a group of us sending a proposal to the Internet Computer for an NFT standard for media.
Wow, that's the announcement of the day right there. I think people need to hear that because that's going to not only lead ICP into the future, it's going to change the way that people see music forever.
Definitely, it's massive history. It's going to be history made. Like what we create now are for the generations ahead and the generations to come.
We need people like you that think that way, that aren't just in it for a quick buck, to just get anything they can and go away. Us as the adults of this generation, we have an obligation to make this world livable and better for future generations. Yes. And so that they can do things that we couldn't do. All of the limitations that we had, we don't want them to face that the same way. We aren't like the US government, and we don't make things worse for the future. Just push it out further. Let the future generation deal with it. That's not what adults are supposed to do. We are supposed to be the ones that lead our next generation into the future, and that's what you guys are doing here. So you're doing better than the United States government, man. So that's pretty huge. Everybody, I put the link to Canistore.io down there. I am giving 500, is it 500? Yeah, 500 alien tokens to the 5 best comments here. So I'm going to go through these later. I'm not going to do it right now. And then I'm going to pick winners. I have the Canistore.io link in there. If you could drop the Can Play link, if there is one for that in the chat right now. Do you have access to the chat, Barry?
Yes, it's on the website. So once they go on Canistore.io, they'll see Can I Play there as a tab.
Okay, so just go to Canistore, like you said, and it's right in the tab. Cool. I think that's about all we have to say. I'm glad that you brought up the radio station part because we almost forgot that, or I did. You probably had it in mind, but I'm really glad because that's a huge part, and I'll probably listen to that myself. If you can get a deal with maybe like XM radio or something and try to figure out how to bring decentralization to satellite radio.
Ooh, yeah. Well,
just an idea, bro.
With Can I Play, we aim to get like a broadcast license as well, so that we could be on people's FMs. Streaming 100% on chain via an FM, in different
That would
regions.
be cool.
So
that would be really cool.
Those are plans, and also massive announcement coming as well. We are releasing an NFT with Nathan, but it's in a revolutionary way. NFT holders will own a percentage of the song. So the revenue that comes in from Spotify, Apple, Tidal, all the main distributors, if you hold an NFT, then you will actually earn that income with Nathan.
Wow.
Live. And he'll be sharing 50% of his revenue from his next 5 songs. So you can be...
Wait, so why only 5 songs? Why only 5 songs?
Well, because it's a pilot, isn't it? So what we want to do is prove the concept, right? So that artists can, so look, you got 2 sides benefiting, right? The listener, the fan, they can invest in an artist and earn a passive income in rewards just from investing in the artist that they love. you'd usually go and you used to go and buy their CD for $9.99.
What? Dude, we just got a $50 super chat. I'm sorry. That freaked me out. Oh my God, dude. Sorry, go ahead.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. As long as you're okay.
Yeah.
So, you know, both sides benefit now. As I mentioned, the listener, the fan, they now become investors and they're incentivized to support their artists. And the artists now can also raise funds without going to the record label. They can go directly to their community, their supporters, raise their funds. So it's a beautiful relationship that we're creating, and a new way to raise funds and release your music, you know, and grow your fan base. So all round, get involved. That's the part of our next Club 888 drop. Check the Canistore Twitter. That's at Canistore.
Here, let me go get that real quick.
Sure.
Then I'll put it in the chat. That way, you know, people get there quick.
Awesome.
Yep. Go ahead. Finish.
Awesome. So, yeah, join Club 888. Follow Canistore. Wait for the next drop. Get involved. You know, you can get in the deep end. You can get in the shallow end. It's just up to you. You know, we're opening the market now. You know, you yourself can have a record label benefit. You know, you can sit at home and invest in an artist, you know, support them, share their stuff, and earn with them. You know, it's a new world. It's Web3, internet computer, Canistore.
That is awesome. So it's in the Twitter right now, Canistore. So you have access to the Twitter. You have access to Canistore.io. And if you want to go to the radio station, it's in Canaplay inside Canistore.io. You can find it right there. So that's about all we have for today. Dude, thank you, King Love. Thank you, Barry. This was awesome, bro. We have to definitely, you know, talk more. I want to be, you know, supporting you in this however that I can. Let me know any way that I can support you. Retweet stuff, make another video on my own, whatever, collab again, do a Twitter space. I think we talked about that maybe. I support you 100%, bro. I love what you're doing. I love that you actually have the kids in mind, like a lot, and you have people in mind in general. So that is, I resonate with that, bro. This is a family here in ICP, and I'm going to stick with that narrative until I'm ever proved otherwise. So
awesome. Thank you. Yep. Thank you, man. And vice versa. Anything you need from us on our end, just let us know and we can make it happen, man.
Love it. All right, guys. That being said, goodbye and good ICP. Bang!